Hey, how are you? Hope you're well. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. So, year 2025 marked a significant turning point. A shift in power so divisive that even the scrubs at Row Motion took note. The age of the LFP battery, lithium iron phosphate, has begun. LFP became the fastest growing battery chemistry in the world, with demand rising around about 48%, according to Row Motion. This surge has allowed LFP to overtake nickel-based chemistries for the first time in global EV deployments. It's a milestone, the shift in the balance of power. A new champion has been crowned. The old cobalt myths, well, they can be finally vanquished. The Eastern Empire, the rise of LFP, it was not random. It was led decisively by China, the world's largest EV market, and the stronghold of LFP dominance since, 2022. It was between January and November 2025, over 80% of EVs sold in China carried LFP batteries. That means a massive EV fleet out there with LFP batteries. And then China's influence, of course, has just spread outward from there. Europe and Asia, excluding China, account for 75% of global LFP growth, in 2025. Chinese automakers reached 12.8% EV market share in Europe in November 2025, more than doubling from the previous year. Have makes like BYD, Leapmotor, Chery, all surge across the continent carrying LFP batteries with them. And at the centre of the empire stands CATL, the world's dominant LFP battery manufacturer. 2025, at 1/3 of all EVs sold globally carried CATL-made cells. The engineering advantage. Well, for years, manufacturers favoured NMC, nickel, manganese, cobalt, for its basically higher energy density and its ability to deliver or accept power faster. Basically, it gave it a higher C rating, which is ideal performance car, especially if you need to hit 0 to 100 in the 3-second bracket. But you need to deliver, 400 kilowatts of decisive accelerating power from, say, a 70 kilowatt hour battery pack. But the nickel manganese cobalt chemistry can have a few burdens though. It obviously had the higher mining costs. It obviously comes with the environmental impacts with it, with nickel, stuff like that. And supply chain apparently linked to human rights concerns in the DRC, a favourite target of the anti-EV crowd. What's that? Oh, cobalt used to refine oil. Oh, that's interesting. LFP offered a different path today. Lower costs, no nickel, no cobalt. Funny that. Long cycle life and very high thermal stability. And the old weakness though, low energy densities started beginning to fade. So through technologies such as cell-to-pack and cell-to-chassis design, automakers have managed to squeeze more cells in the same space, which sort of effectively gave the car the same energy density as an NMC pack would have. And also with improved anode and cathode materials, they narrowed the gap even further. So the Iron Legion, it's just kept growing stronger. This brings me to the Western Front. Not all realms embraced the LFP equally though. North America, LFP deployments stalled and it actually started declining in the end of 2025. Wonder what could happen around then. Geopolitics maybe? Who knows? The United States blocked pretty much almost all Chinese-made batteries through tariffs and strict sources rulings under the Inflation Reduction Act. So that's left only a handful of LFP equipped vehicles in the USA. They're basically the Ford Mustang Mach-E, the base spec, the Rivian R1S and the R1T, again, the base specs with the lower packers. Now, for the remaining Tesla trims also, before tariffs managed to get through with the LFP battery, but not many. The story's not over though. The resurgence is coming, led by affordable EVs like the Chevy Bolt and Ford's upcoming new affordable electric truck. A $30,000 EV truck? Yes, one can dream. $30,000 EV truck. Oh yeah, but the true LFP growth in the US would not come from cars, but battery energy storage systems, or BESS. After the end of the $7,500 tax credit, companies like LG Energy Solutions, Tesla and SK on shifted production towards storage, where demand is actually, believe it or not, rising faster than EV sales in the USA anyway. This brings us on to their global expansion. Meanwhile, Chinese battery giants are fortifying and advancing their presence abroad, as we all know. CATL now operates plants within Germany and also building another one in Spain with the car maker Stellantis. So BYD, CATL constructing LFP battery factories in Hungary to avoid the tariffs and also stay closer to the European manufacturers to reduce supply chain costs. So the Iron Legion is no longer just confined to one realm. It's spreading strategically and relentlessly. The tale is clear. LFP did not rise by accident. It rose because the world has demanded lower costs, safer chemistries, more stable supply chains, and scalability and manufacturing. In short, profitability. I want more profitability, simple as that. In 2025, the Iron King finally seized global throne. LFP overtook the nickel-based chemistries to become the world's most deployed EV battery. Yet every reign has its challenges. How long will the Iron King hold power before a more solid competitor storms the gates?